Hand to mouth. If you're living hand to mouth, you're living on just enough money to survive. Here's a spoken example. Do you want to go shopping? I can't. It's hand to mouth for me until my next paycheck. So they're saying they're living on just enough money to survive until they next get paid. Here's a written example. The worst hit are those who had been living hand to mouth before the hurricane and were unable to purchase home insurance. Hang by a thread. If something is hanging by a thread, it has a very small chance of success or survival. Take a look at this spoken example. I need this sale. My career is hanging by a thread. So they're saying their career has a very small chance of success or survival. Maybe they're going to lose their job if they don't make more sales. Here's a written example. One person was killed in the attack and 4 more seriously injured, their lives hanging by a thread. So those who are seriously injured have a very small chance of survival. Hit below the belt. A hit below the belt is something unfair, or to say or do something unfair. Take a look at the spoken example. The person who replies and says you shouldn't say that uses the phrase hitting below the belt to mean that's unfair. Here's a written example. On Twitter, many people called the music video a hit below the belt, whereas others praised it. So on Twitter, many people said this music video was unfair or doing something unfair, but others praised it. Other people liked it. Hold your tongue. This means to keep quiet even though you want to speak. Here's a spoken example. It was infuriating. I disagreed with everything they said, but just had to hold my tongue. So here, infuriating, if something is infuriating, it makes you feel very angry. Here's a written example. When at work, there are times to give your opinion, moments when you should hold your tongue, and things that should never be said. H1. Rearrange the words to make 4 English idioms. You have 2 minutes. H2. Fill the gaps to make 4 English idioms. You have 1 minute. H3. Match the idiom to its meaning. You have 3 minutes. H4. Complete each paragraph with the correct idiom. You have 3 minutes. H1. A. Hand to mouth. B. Hang by a thread. C. Hit below the belt. D. Hold your tongue. H2. A. Mouth. Hand to mouth. B. Thread. Hang by a thread. C. Belt. Hit below the belt. D. Hold. Hold your tongue. H3. A. Hand to mouth means living on very little money. B. Hang by a thread means a very small chance of success or survival. C. Hit below the belt means to say or do something unfair. D. Hold your tongue means to not say something that you want to say. 2. H4. With sales at an all-time low, the company is hanging by a thread. B. It was a nasty thing to say. It really hit below the belt. C. Still, many people live hand to mouth on less than $1 a day. D. Sometimes it's best not to say anything and just hold your tongue.